Hi everyone, this is Dr. Michele Alignay, your family psychologist. Welcome to Coffee Break with Dr. Michele. I'm going to have conversations with you about family life, relationships, and faith, and I hope you join our conversations here at this YouTube channel. Good morning! Welcome to Tuesday's Coffee Break. This is Dr. Michele Alignay saying, good morning! It's another morning of conversation, kwentuhan at napakagandang topic ng pag-uusapan natin sa pamilya. Good morning, Sister Hannah and Heidi! Kayo ang mga nauna dahil dyan meron kayong pa-shout out at love. Salamat! Please share this to family and friends you feel that who needs to hear about this topic. Present, nakapag tawagin na yung mga tita, tawagin na ang mga friends at momshies na kailangan marinig yung topic natin kasi sobrang excited ako na pag-usapan natin. Kung sa simula nung ating coffee break, kinuwento ko sa inyo, baka hindi nyo ako pinaniwalaan kasi alam nyo, this is a very good topic but a very critical topic, kaya ang hihingin ko sa inyo, please pray for me. Kaya simulan din natin tong moment na to just ask the Holy Spirit, and I am asking that together with you. Let's ask for the Holy Spirit to just nourish each one of us, to let me speak God's word through you and let me be God's mouthpiece today. So, good morning again. Welcome to Coffee Break. I am excited to talk about overfunctioning. Ano ba yung overfunctioning na yan? Ano ba yung overfunctioning na yan? From the word itself, himayin natin. Ano po? Sinong makakahula ng dalawang words sa overfunctioning? Pakitype dyan sa comment section. Sinong makakahula ng word na overfunctioning? May premyong shout out, may premyong love. Sinong makakahula ng word na overfunctioning? Pakitype po sa comment section. What is the two root words of overfunctioning? Can you guess? Can you guess? Who can guess? Who can guess who are the two words of overfunctioning? Over and function. Meaning to say, yung purpose, yung role, yung function ng isa, sumosobra na. Napakasimple, di ba? So, good morning everybody. So, ngayon, ang pag-uusapan natin ay overfunctioning. Bakit ko yan, si Maria Monica, over and then function. Tama. Bakit, ano bang reality natin? Why do we need to talk about overfunctioning? When anxiety hits us, pag tayo nagkakaroon ng anxiety or when a crisis situation, ang tendency natin, lalo na yung mga momshies, pakipress ang heart, pakisay present kung kayo yung mga momshies or mga ate, mga panganay, mga the emotional eldest sa pamilya. Ang tendency natin, we want to control. We want to control everything. Kailangan everything is in place kasi kailangan, it's also our way of coping. Honestly, overfunctioning, it's a way to cope. In crisis situation, it's okay to be overfunctioning at a certain point. Sabihin ko, at a certain point. Pero the thing is, when we overfunction and naging normal na sa atin yung pag-overfunction, before we know it, we are disabling other family members. We are disabling yung mga nakapaligid sa atin. I'll use that in the parenting line. If we are a mom, if we keep overfunctioning for our kids, nang hindi na nararapat sa edad nila, tinatanggalan natin sila ng golden opportunity to learn what they can learn out of a situation na araw-araw nangyayari in our daily living. Overfunctioning can be acceptable if we are in a crisis situation kasi kailangan natin mag-gather yung family. Pero, friends, pag yung normal naman lahat, regular programming na tayo at nag-overfunction ka pa, there might be possible problems that you will encounter, not now, but honestly later on. Later on when our kids are bigger. Later on when they no longer want to leave the house, even if they're married already. When they keep asking you to do things, even if they can't do it for themselves. Kasama na rin yan sa asawa. So here, overfunctioning means we overdo our roles, our task, or function as to the expense of taking on others' roles and functions as well. Diba? To the expense, we overdo. We do everything. So, pero hindi ba well-meaning naman na mag-overfunction? Gagawin ko to kasi mahal ko sila. I will serve my family because I want to give them the best. It's really well-meaning. Kaya minsan we overlook what is overfunctioning. But let's just try to dissect it. But that's why it's hard to recognize. Hi, Harriet. How are you, Nick? All the way from US. Are you still there? Hope you're well. It is well-meaning. Is overfunctioning. Yes, overfunctioning is well-meaning. But let me just tell you, it's hard to recognize kasi many times we are no longer objective about it because it's actually inherent in our family system. Nandun na siya sa family system. It's present, it prevents each family member from being a fully functional individual. Okay? It prevents family members from being a fully functional individual. It's overfunctioning. It's not doing for a child or for your family what they can do, what they are supposed to be doing for yourself. Pwede po ba ako magkwento? Can I just share a simple story? We've had our share of overfunctioning. Ito na lang yan eh. May umaaray, paano mo malalaman na nag-overfunction na? Pag may umaray na sa pamilya mo, na parang wag mo nang gawin. Sometimes you feel bad na ayaw na nilang paggawa sa akin. Dati ko na naman siyang ginagawa. Okay? Let's take the example of parents, especially mothers. One time, I had a counseling when I was still taking on one-on-one counseling. I used to do that before, but now I paused from it. I paused from one-on-one counseling because there's a lot of training and a lot of talks to do. I'd rather do this to connect with you and to educate you, okay? Para nandun tayo sa preventive mode, okay? So here, when I was still doing my counseling, I had a client, and that is a mom, and then she was asking if I can, talk her child out of, getting into that relationship with a man, with an older man. And then the mom was the one who seek counseling, and then eventually I saw the daughter. And then when I heard the daughter, ang sabi ng daughter, Miss, kasi po gusto niya akong i-control all the time. Ayaw niya po dun sa boyfriend ko. You asked me how old is the daughter. The daughter that time was 23. The mom would like to pay me as a professional to pay her daughter, to pay me to tell her daughter to get out of the relationship. I think nagalit sa akin. The feedback of the secretary was that naiinis yung mommy sa'yo kasi daw hindi niya nakuha, hindi mo ginawa yung gusto niya. Friends, this is a perfect example of overfunctioning. Overfunctioning at a certain point can be bordered into controlling. But let's pag-differentiate natin, pero madalas yan makikita natin, this is like love. I love my daughter. Ayokong mapahamak siya. And then how do we dissect it? Service and love, if it's in the action, we do it out of love. But overfunctioning, we do it out of need and out of survival. Hindi, kailangan ko yung anak ko. Ayokong mapahamak siya. Ayoko na yan ang gawin niya. Ayoko na mapariwara yung buhay niya. You overfunction kasi feeling mo hindi makakasurvive yung ibang tao kung wala ka. Yan, get it? So, yung service, we do it, what do you call it? The action there, service and love, we do it out of mere love and service. But if it's over-functioning, is that we do it because we feel that the people we love cannot live without us. So, para kang kanta, how can I live without you? And that is actually a very dysfunctional line in relationship. Hindi kayo mabubuhay nang wala ako. Ayan. Pag ganyan na yung mga lumalabas sa bibig nyo at sinasabi nyo na, ako na lang naman yung napapagod dito sa pamilya, ako na lang yung laging gumagawa, ako lang ang nakakaalam ng lahat. Then, friends, you have to check yourself, am I over-functioning? Mamaya natin yung tingnan mabuti, ha? Relationship. Sa relationship, it's service and love. If you are giving and taking, it's two-way. I give and also I take. I care for you and sometimes ako naman yung asikasuhin mo. Pero ang over-functioning one way lang kasi ikaw lang yung lagi nagbibigay. Ikaw lang yung bigay ng bigay kasi wala nang oportunidad, wala nang chance, wala nang time yung ibang tao na nakapaligid sa'yo to do what they're supposed to do kasi ginawa mo na. Ginawa mo na, girl. Tapos na. Guys, ginawa nyo na. Tapos na. Sabihin natin gawaing bahay. Wala ka nang tinira. Nilahat mo na. So there, that's relationship. The relationship, if it's a service and out of love, because your family, is that it's a two-way, but over-functioning, it's one way. It's just coming from you. Ikaw lang yung bigay na nibigay. And it becomes your bigger issue also. And then, the person, what happens to the person who gives it out of love and out of service? You know, buo yung sense of self mo, yung buo mong pagkatao, and then there, binibigay mo, it comes out of your overflow of love. But, an over-functioning person gives because they have the need to be needed. And they tend to be clingy. Bakit? Sa loob niyan, kaya sila nag-over-function. It's because they want to be needed. Pag nawala yung need nila to be needed, baka makita nila that the sense of self, their own self-worth is anchored, nakakapit dun sa lahat ng relasyon nila, sa lahat ng binagbigyan nila ng sarili nila. Kaya they have this feeling that hindi na ako kailangan. I'm no longer needed. I feel bad. Marami to dun sa mga nagmi-midlife na mothers, tapos nag-college na yung anak, tapos the kids are living on their own. They feel that I want to serve my kid pa rin. I want to do this for you. Yung pupunta dun sa dorm ng anak or dun sa condo ng anak para ayusin pa rin yung condo para bigyan pa rin ng ulam. Yes, tingnan natin. Is it because you love and it's overflowing for your kids, or it's because you want to feel needed? You're still clinging. Your worth is nandun, nakakabit sa anak mo, nakakabit sa asawa mo, nakakabit sa chores sa bahay. And that sense of self that hindi nyo to magagawa kung wala ako. So, nasan doon yung motivation natin to help? Nasan doon yung ating opportunity to serve? Is it because we're doing it out of love? And you know, parang sa kape, it's coming from a cup that overflows, or because we serve in the name of service, we function for others because serving them fills our cup. Magkaiba. So, nasan po tayo dito? Friends, are you an over-functioner? Are you doing for your kids what you can do, what they can do for themselves? Sabi nga, one of the mindset that I heard regarding parenting is that children, we need to raise our children so that they will not need us. Masakit. Masakit yan. Pero, you know, I believe that. Minsan, pag in the daily course of things, I try to check myself. Am I over-functioning for my kids? Am I over-functioning for my husband? There was a time, yes, that I realized that I was over-functioning for them. This is a personal reflection. I was over-functioning for them because that was a time that my husband got sick and I have to be on top of the house. Need to be on top of the plants because he just cannot. But then, I realized that after that, I got so tired and exhausted because I took on his role. The role that's supposed to be shared by us, I took it on and I'm not happy about it.
I'm really not happy about it. Meron akong feeling na bakit kayong lahat, you just do your thing, but why am I doing everything? Meron nagtanong dito, is controlling, overfunctioning the same as controlling? It's different, but it can be overlapping. Controlling, you just want to be in control of everything. That's why you're overfunctioning. You know, there are two different concepts, but are you an overfunctioner? Tingnan natin maganda. When you feel you want to be needed, can that be called selfishness? Let's not call it selfishness, Anna. Ang ganda na. When you want to be needed, you call it selfishness. Let's just consider it, your sense of self-worth is, being anchored on the being needed by other people. We all have the need to be needed, and that is out of service. But if it's out of, to fill in us, hindi ako kompleto pag hindi ko to nagawa para sa iba. Hindi ako kompleto para kung hindi nyo ako need. And then, there's a question mark there. So, there. Are you an overfunctioner? Okay. Here are the examples. I'll show you some examples so we can check. You make sure that your partner or your kids wake up. You make sure that the people around you do their thing. Okay? What do you mean? Make sure yung gigising mo pa sila tanghali na. I've come to a point there. I'm not waking up my kids. And these are the requirements for you to wake up. Malilate sila sa school. Minsan, pinalate ko sila sa school para maramdaman nila ano yung way. Kung malilate kayo sa school, kasalanan ko dahil hindi ko kayo ginising o kasalanan nyo dahil hindi kayo bumangon. There. We have over-functioning ka ba kung preparing the personal effects to get ready? Are you the type of person, halimbawa, you're the mom or you're in top of the house, hinahanda mo ang mundo para paglabas ng anak mo at para paglabas ng asawa mo? I remember nung bagong kasal, maganda daw yung hinahanda mo yung isusuot ng asawa mo. Yung underwear niya, yung damit niya, pero pati yung towel niya, iaabot mo. Sorry guys, hindi ko matake. Bakit? I am an adult. I am my own person. Bakit ko yon gagawin para sa asawa ko? Kaya naman niya, malakas siya. Why would I? Yeah, it's out of love and out of service. Kanya-kanya lang tayo. Pero sa akin, no. It might become an unhealthy pattern that will cause dependency later on. Kasi why would I do for him what he can do for himself? Kung minsan gusto ko siyang pagsilbihan, I suggest to him ay bagay yung damit na yan. Itong set na to bagay, pero hindi ko niya handa para sa'yo. Same thing with kids. Sorry, dun sa mga mommies, patigas din po ang sikmura ko bilang nanay. As early as grade 1, my kids are already prep pa lang, tinitrain ko na silang they have to take a bath by themselves. Ito yung isusuot yung uniform pero hindi kita bibihisan. Bakit ko ginawa yon? Para matuto sila. And also, 1-year-old pa lang yung mga anak ko, they're eating by themselves. Kahit madumi, talagang tinitiis ko yan makita na nalalaglag, nagkakanda dumi-dumi. Bakit ko tiniis? When they become preschool, sabi sa akin nung ate sa preschool, Ma'am, yung pong dalawa mong anak, sila po yung pinakamalinis kumain sa mga bata. It's music to my ears. Napakasimpleng compliment. Bakit? Kasi I've trained my kids to eat by themselves, to eat neatly, and to put their things properly. Kasi paano natin matitrain ang mga kasama natin sa bahay kung tayo ay ginagawa natin yung dapat ginagawa nila? Yun yung overfunctioning. Next! Going ahead and planning. Ayaw nyo magplano? Ako magpaplano. Wala kayong plans for the long weekend in June? Sige, ako magpaplano. O sige, nasa na ang ating mga travel plans ngayon? Okay, cancel lahat ng flights. Tayo, sinong na-frustrate dahil sa maraming cancellations? Tayo. Sinong matasaktan dahil ako na nga yung nagplano, ako pa mag-aayos? Ayan, overfunctioning. So there, going ahead and planning without asking for their opinion or without asking for their permission or their input. Walang masama kung tayong maging planner. Pero ang masama is that we're not consulting yung mga kasama natin. Surprise okay, that's another story. But we need to consider that they are also their own persons, their own individuals. Next, having goals and plans for your family that they might not like. Paano yun? Baka meron ka mga plano para sa pamilya mo na hindi naman nila gusto. Baka meron kang plano na um, ayaw naman nila. Kinonsulta mo ba? We are girlfriend, hindi kita kinakausap. Yung mga anak mo, maliliit pa, so that's okay. Pero kung malalaki na, and then, iba yung dynamics if your kids are super small and you're training them. And iba rin yung dynamics when your kids are like, grade school age onwards. At iba rin yung dynamics sa mag-asawa. Pag-usapan siguro natin yan sa ibang chismisan. Having goals and plans for your family that they may not like. Hindi naman namin gusto yan, mommy. Before I was able to do that, kaya lang maliliit yung anak ko. Pag bumili ako ng ticket sa Active Fund then, it's, gusto nila yon. Pero ngayon, bilan ko ng ticket ang anak ko sa Active Fund or something. Mom, hindi ko na yan gusto. So that's totally different because they are their own persons already. Doing something advising without being asked. Ako, I have to refrain from doing that. Because why? In my work as a counselor, as a psychologist, feeling ng mga tao lagi ako may opinion. Kaya lang minsan, hindi rin naman ako nagbibigay ng advice. Doon lang talaga ako sa mga friends ko that I can be blunt with na nagsasabi. Pero, tatanungin ko rin. So here, in the family, are you an overfunctioning? Ikaw ba yung tita or ate na sabi na lang ng sabi kahit ayaw naman nila? Dapat gantuhin mo. Ang dami mong opinion. Girl, hindi naman nila gusto. Or kaya parang hindi naman realistic for them. Bakit mo pa sasabihin? Parang sayang lang. Okay. Constantly reminding or prodding people to do their thing. Okay, are you an overfunctioner by telling people to do their thing? Constantly reminding, prodding people to do their thing. Yung chine-check mo, for example, you're the boss. And feeling mo, hindi ganun kagaling yung staff mo. Maya't maya mo silang chinecheck kung ginawa na nila. At ikaw yung nanay, may pinapagawa ko sa mga anak mo, maya't maya mong chinecheck kung ginawa nila. Ito nga yung nakakatawa minsan eh. May mommy na nag-share sa akin, sabi ko, maghugas sila ng pinggan, tapos nagagalit ako pag hindi sobrang ayos yung chores na ginawa nila. Na-realize daw niya na yung standard niya sa sarili niya. Yes, constantly reminding, prodding people to do their thing, doing something. So yun, you have to check that. And then another thing, doing something for your child or spouse para less messy, less time, because lowering than your standard. Ikaw ba yung gumagawa? Sige na nga, ako na yung gagawa para mabilis, para malinis, para maayos. Tapos, ang kwento. Are you like that? Kaya lang, paano nila matututunan gawin yan? Ang advice ko dyan, kung may papagawa kayo sa kanila, para matuto sila, pikit mata lang yan. Huwag nyong i-check. Turuan nyo kung paano. Pag hindi pa rin makuha yung standard, if they keep practicing and practicing, we have to start somewhere. You allow them to grow. You allow them to master something. So there, you have to let go of that. And micromanaging, constantly checking on very small projects. Lahat chinecheck. Online ka ba? Nagkatrabaho ka ba? Yung pinapasubmit ko sa'yo, sasubmit mo ba? Yan. Ito, saving a child, loved one from an experience so as not to get hurt or not to fail. Ito yan eh. May kaaway yung asawa mo, ikaw yung umaaway sa asawa mo. Minsan, meron akong na-encounter. Sila na yung parents. Ito critical to for parents. Many children now who are working have mental health issues. Kasi maraming parents, ayaw nila na masaktan, ayaw nila na mahirapan yung anak. Given naman yon. Pero friends, kailangan mahirapan, kailangan masaktan yung anak natin kasi we cannot live a life for them. Kailangan nilang maranasan the pain of, having difficulty. Kailangan nilang to cringe. Kailangan nila maging uncomfortable. Same with our loved ones. Kailangan nila maging uncomfortable because this pain, this discomfort, this roadblocks, this crisis, these setbacks will be the very foundations of how they can build their strengths as an individual, as a person, eventually as an adult. So, what happens to you, the overfunctioner? Kung ikaw ang overfunctioner, with the examples that I'm checking with, kung ikaw yung overfunctioning, Do you feel tired, frustrated, or let me use the word outwitted? Nalamangan ka nila. Bakit? Nagtrabaho ka, ikaw gumawa, ikaw nagplano ng lahat, tapos sila nag-enjoy. Ikaw, ano nangyari sa'yo? Hindi ka nag-enjoy. Hindi masaya. Kasi ikaw lahat yung gumawa. Bakit? Ayaw mong i-relinquish. Ayaw mong bitawan yung standards. So here, you feel sometimes outwitted. Ang saya nilang lahat. Nagtatawanan na sila. Bakit ako, masyado akong Martha? Gawa pa rin ako ng gumawa. Another one. To the loved ones who, kung ikaw yung overfunctioner at kung ikaw naman yung overfunctioning, then you become disempowered. You will feel this when you are an adult already. Kasi hindi mo alam kung paano. If you have parents na overfunctioner, then you would realize na, oh my God, bakit hindi ako makadecide? Simpleng damit, simpleng college course, simpleng bagay na gusto kong gawin. Bakit hindi ako makadesisyon? Matanda na ako. Bakit hindi ko alam kung anong diferensya ng cornstarch sa flour pag binili ko sa grocery? Friends, that is, if you are an overfunctioning, ikaw yung ikaw yung nag-underfunction. Ikaw yung not naman victim, kung ikaw yung nasa overfunctioning relationship, you feel disempowered, you feel very dependent, and you might feel disengaged. Kasi, bakit pa ako gagawa niyan? Is somebody will take care of it. Kaya, madalas, alam nyo, ang prone dito, yung mga panganay. Mga panganay na lahat gagawin because they are programmed to do that. But if we keep doing it and doing it and doing it and expect other people na you're not doing it and feel bad na, kasi naman, pag ginawa nyo, hindi maayos. Tayo lang yung gumagawa ng sarili nating problema. The dynamics, yung parang interplay between the overfunctioning, underfunctioning, and the overfunctioner is reciprocal. Bakit may taong nag-overfunction? Kasi may taong nag-underfunction. It's okay for children na maliliit. Pero friends, kung grade school, lalo na high school and college na yung mga bagets natin, hindi na tayo pwedeng too much overfunctioning because we are not letting them deal with life. Meron akong isang rinig na kwento. Parang pag daw may children's party dati, nagdadala siya ng extra prizes for her child kasi baka walang mapanalunan yung anak niya dun sa party. Iiyak. Friends, ako gustong-gusto ko mag-a-attend ng children's party. Bakit? My kids are dealing with other people, adults. They're dealing with rules that is not found in the home or in the school. This is a practice of real life. May mananalo, may matatalo, may mauuna, may mahuhuli. At wala kang prize, umuwi ka walang prize, pero I'm sure may loot bag ka at may kinain kang masarap. So there, at kumain ka ng hotdog. Gusto ng anak ko yung hotdog dahil wala kaming hotdog sa bahay. So there, so meron kang wins. And that alone allows them to experience just not the prizes, but it's that, that toil of, getting into something and failing. The dynamics, bakit we have to play the role not of an overfunctioner, and we have to check ourselves, am I being an overfunctioner? How to deal with overfunctioning? So I'll tell you these steps. Friends, I'm giving you mindset. I'm giving you these things. 1. Observe the dynamics of your relationship. Tingnan nyo kung lahat ba, pag wala kayo, hinahanap. Meron akong mga friends na hindi makapagbakasyon kasi daw, pag wala sila yung hahanapin. This is a story of if you are taking care of elderly or ailing parents. And if you are taking care of very, very young kids, that's extremely different. Pero kung yung asawa mo, hindi siya makaalis ng bahay kasi hindi niya alam kung saan mo nilagay yung ganito. For example, you don't want to drive kasi feeling mo nandiyan naman yung asawa mo who will do everything for you. And then, also, there are husbands. Ang sinasabi nila, wag ka na mag-drive, I'll take care of you. The husband might be disempowering the wife. Kasi what if wala ka? What if wala siya? Kasi in reality, sorry to say this, our partners, our loved ones might just leave us. Ngayong yung COVID season, ngayon nakita natin yan. People come and go, and that's a reality. So why would we overfunction? What if ang mindset that I would like you to look into, observe the dynamics in your family. Tingnan nyo, pag wala ba ko, kaya nila? Pag wala ba ko, how will they be? Pag wala ba ko, they will survive. Pag ang sagot mo, yes, so ibig sabihin, hindi ka overfunctioning. Next, number 2, be aware if you have certain behavior or activities that you are doing too much that is stepping on the boundaries and self-worth of the person. Be aware of your certain behavior. Be aware of your certain over-functioning behavior and activities. Ang effect niyan, you might be stepping on the boundaries. Remember, no. I think last week, sometimes, diba, I said that we have to step back. Boundary setting is learning how to step back so the others can move forward, so they can grow also. Doing too much that is stepping on the boundaries and self-worth of the person. Pag ginawa mo yan, parang matatapakan mo yung pagkatao at yung pagiging the sense of worth ng tao, parang kinuha mo na sa kanya. Ano pa, mag-iisip pa ba siya? Magdidesisyon pa ba siya? Nagawa mo ng lahat. And be aware of your certain behavior activities that are doing too less can cause you, if you are doing too less, wala ka namang ginagawa. So, you have to step up also. You're not making a decision. Pag tinanong ka, what do you want? Bahala na kayo. Yan. Gusto mo mag-order ng food? Ikaw, gusto mo? Yan. You need to step up also, friend. Doing too less cause you to be too dependent that someone will do it for you. Nandiyan naman siya, may gagawa naman. Nandiyan naman may gagawa. Yes. Honestly, I have a helper in the house. Pero, I know how to do all the house chores. Kaya, will I be dependent on her? Yes, I am dependent, but I know how to do it. So, I'm not also being an under-functioner here. Someone will do it for you. Tingnan nyo yung patterns and behavior and even your mindset. Baka marami kang, hindi ko alam yan eh. Parents, we have to step up with our gadget use. We have to step up in technology. Kasi our kids will be learning through blended learning soon. So, that is something that we need to step up from. Eto. So you have to be aware of your own behavior if you are over-functioning or you're the one who's under-functioning, allowing over-functioning to happen. Remember in the Filipino family, meron mga tita level. Sorry, yung bang sila yung tita na parang they dictate everyone. Parang sila yung, they mean well, they serve well, pero pati yung course at kung sino yung mapapangasawa ng mga, may opinion sila. They can be the over-functioners. And bakit yung ibang tita weak? Kasi ina-allow yung isa. Hindi sinishare yung power. The others, if there's one very, very dominant person in the family, the others are disempowered. Nag-shy away yung iba kasi parang nababara lang naman yung kanilang diskarte, nababara lang yung kanilang opinion, hindi naman pinapakinggan. So, you have to keep stepping up. You have to keep stepping up. You have to make people feel, I am here, I have a voice. If you are the under-functioning, I have a voice. You may not accept what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it because it's important for me to share my own insight and to tell you that I have a decision also. There. So there, observe the dynamics of your relationship. 2, be aware if you have certain behavior or activities in your relationships that are doing too much or doing too less, that you become an under-functioner. And lastly, be willing to stay with the discomfort to allow other people to be responsible with themselves. I'll repeat that. Be willing to stay in the discomfort of allowing people to be responsible for themselves. Marami ba ditong wives na nagalit sa mga husband kasi mali-mali yung binili sa grocery yung mga first few weeks ng quarantine? At kung kayo ay work from home and the husband need to step up with the house chores kasi kailangan yung magtulong, marami rin ba kayong nagalit kasi parang hindi naman tama yung ginawa mo, hindi maayos? Then, at marami rin ba ditong mga momshies na naiinis sa mga chikiting kasi hindi maayos ang pagkakaayos ng bahay, pagkakalinis ng banyo, pagkakaayos ng sala, pagkakahugas ng pinggan, even pagkakaluto ng scrambled eggs. Friends, welcome to the club. Be willing to stay in the discomfort that other people are being responsible for themselves. Can you say with me, discomfort? Discomfort. Discomfort. You have to be comfortable with the discomfort if you want a healthier family that will not to go into a toxic living of being codependent, or you're too overly dependent in others or with each other. If you want to raise kids who are independent, who knows about life, sama-sama tayong maghawak kamay, friends. And we have to be able to be comfortable with the discomfort of letting them be responsible for themselves. Minsan, ang dialogue ko personally sa bahay, I will not always be here. AKA, I will go, mamamatay din ako someday, and I need to train you because I cannot be there to serve you. I cannot be loving if it's only coming from me. Mahirap yan, friends. Ang hirap ng sinasabi ko. Kaya yung binigay ko sa inyo, steps to. You have, tinan nyo, walang nagsulat sa inyo, sabihin nyo sa akin, I am willing to take on the discomfort. I am willing to be uncomfortable. Can you say that with me? Can you please type that in the comment section? In raising families, in dealing with their family, to have a healthier family, and in loving relationships, especially in marriages or in sibling relationship, we try not to overfunction. As much as we can, try not to overfunction. Talo ka. You feel that you are needed. Yes, pero at the end of it all, talo tayo. We try not to overfunction. One, balance is key. Ang tatandaan nyo sa balance, I think I've explained this well in my family goals book, the I and the you is different person. Ako at ikaw ay magkaibang tao. Kung puro na lang tayo we, and then paano yung identity ni I? So there, you have to check that. Balance is key. You have to balance being together and being apart. Being dependent on each other and being independent from each other. So ayan, marami na kayong be uncomfortable. Okay, so dialogue nyo ba yan? Paano na lang kayo pag wala ako? So para hindi nyo nasabihin yan, start being uncomfortable, friends. Another one. So first, B that you need to think about, balance. Kung meron tatlong words kayong dapat batandaan, balance is key. Boundary setting. Yan yung I and you and we. Pag ginawa ko ba to at dinesisyonan ko to ngayon, sa mga future bagay na gagawin namin, in relation to this, what will happen to the child? What will happen to your husband? What will happen to your kapatid? Okay. Minsan may nagtanong sa akin, ate, paano namin i-deal yung bunso naming kapatid? Parang nalang walang diskarte sa buhay. Sabi ko, baka naman sobrang comfortable. What do you mean sobrang comfortable? Yung hindi nahihirapan. Baka nag-overfunction si mother para sa kapatid mo. Yes, kasi may rules. Pagsasabihan ng rules. Pero pag nahirapan na, okay anak, sige, bibigyan kita ng pera, may allowance ka pa rin, gawin mo yung gusto mo. At susuportahan pa rin kita. And I will serve you wholeheartedly. That is overfunctioning. Kasi nawawala ng oportunidad yung bata to upkeep himself. Kahit na high school or senior high or college pa yan, this is the best time to really train them. To set boundaries. Bakit? When we say boundary setting, we recognize that I am a person and he is his own person. Minsan may nagtanong sa amin sa sa amin mag-asawa, ganyan pa. Minsan sinasabi ko sa asawa ko, I will not do that for you. You are your own person. Minsan hinihiritan ko siya with a smile lang ganyan. I will not do it for you because you are your own person. Eventually, sa mga anak ko, maiintindihan na nila yung konseptong yan. Sasabihin ko na yan sa kanila, but that's boundary setting. First, it's balance. Second is boundary. Am I crossing your boundary? Am I telling you how to think? Am I disabling you? Kaya mo nang gawin yan. Kahit umiyak sila, kahit mahirapan, huwag niyong sasaluhin agad-agad. Hold hands lang, pero huwag niyo pa rin sasaluhin. Yun eh. Minsan, pag sinalo natin, it's all about the we. Pag sinalo natin, tayo mismo yung sumira sa sarili nating boundary. Pero pag ni-recognize nyo na the I and the you, it's important, then that is boundary setting. And third and last, build the person's worth and build your own worth. Friends, at the bottom of overfunctioning, kaya nag-overfunction because our sense of worth is really dependent on how others feel us and how we serve others. Walang masama doon. Pero kung iyan na lang yung nagiging, bakit mo sila pinagsisilbihan? Is it becoming an overflow of your love or it's becoming the source of your fulfillment and satisfaction? Friends, sana yung maging source of fulfillment natin and satisfaction, it's not only dependent on overfunctioning for others. Why? They have a life of their own. Later on, they have to live a life of their own. Our children, especially, our siblings, they have a life of their own. Balance is key. Boundary setting is needed. And build the worth of a person. Recognize kung ano yung magaling siya. Recognize kung ano yung special, unique qualities niya. I'll just honor my mommy today. My mommy Ellen, this is her birthday. I honor you, mommy. Bakit? Si mommy masyado yata akong napabayaan sa buhay. Minsan nag-overfunction siya sa amin. Kasi gusto niya lagi areglado yung luto, areglado yung mga anak ko, pati yung mga nails ng mga anak ko, gusto niya areglado. Pero I honor you, mom. Why? You've built our worth as sisters, kaming tatlo. Hindi mo kami kinumpara sa isa't isa. At binild mo kami. Lagi mong sinasabi sa amin, just do your best. Kahit hirap na hirap kami, kahit may umaaway sa amin dati, hindi mo kami sinalo. Sinabi mo lang, just do your best. Hindi ka sumugod sa teacher. Hindi ka sumugod sa kaaway namin. Hindi rin ako sinusundo dati sa school kahit nahihirapan akong mag-commute. Do I feel bad about that? Now? No. Now, no. Hindi ako nahihirapan. Marunong ako mag-commute kahit ano pang pasakyan mo sa akin. Bakit? Kasi nung time na pwede ko na siyang gawin, inalaw ako ng parents kong mahirapan. Inalaw ako na gawin yun kahit na uncomfortable, kahit na umiiyak ako, kahit na inis ako. Do I feel bad about it? When I was little, yes. Pero now, balance is key. Boundary setting. Don't do for your loved ones what they should be doing for themselves. And build your worth. When you start building your worth, pinupuno mo yung sarili mo ng mga bagay na kailangan mo. That is your relationship with God. And when you serve others, you serve them because you love them, it's overflowing, and not because of that need to be needed. On Thursday, I'll talk about the self-worth of adults. I think it's connected to this topic and our previous topics. And I hope you recognize if there's overfunctioning in the family, you recognize that you need to step up. You need to be uncomfortable. Friends, love and relationship is really a lot of discomfort. And I pray and I hope that being uncomfortable will help you and your loved ones to be empowered later on. And that will help you. Being uncomfortable now will help you to build your own worth, full of worth in your connection and your relationship with yourself and with the Lord. With that, see you again in Coffee Break on Thursday. Let's talk about self-worth. And I hope you check your patterns. You check, you observe your dynamics, you be aware of the patterns in the family, and be willing to stay being in the discomfort to allow the people to be the best of themselves so that we can be the best of ourselves too. Good morning and God bless you all. Thank you for joining me this Tuesday morning in Coffee Break. Thank you. This is Dr. Michele Alignay signing off. See you again, friends.